Station 11. Jesus is buried. When she poured this perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. Matthew 26:12. Now there was a good and righteous man named Joseph. He was a member of the Jewish High Council, but he had not agreed with the decision and actions of the other religious leaders. He was from the town of Arimathea in Judea, and he was waiting for the kingdom of God to come. He went to Pilate and asked for Jesus' body. Then he took the body down from the cross and wrapped it in a long sheet of linen cloth and laid it in a new tomb that had been carved out of rock. This was done late on Friday afternoon. It was the day of preparation as the Sabbath was about to begin. As his body was taken away, the women from Galilee followed and saw the tomb where his body was placed. Then they went home and prepared spices and ointments to anoint his body. But by the time they were finished, the Sabbath had begun, so they rested as required by the law. Luke chapter 23, verses 50 through 56. This station is a cross-section of two elements typically involved in our burial rituals: a flower and a shovel. You may have experienced the ritual of throwing flowers onto a grave at a funeral ceremony. No one actually knows when this tradition started, and various explanations have been given for why it's practiced. One opinion is that flowers help express what we find difficult to say. They are a symbol of our gratitude, honor, grief, and well wishes to one who had such an effect on our lives. Another explanation is that flowers signify the beginning of life. Placing flowers in a grave expresses a hope that the deceased will start a new life after death. The shovel is a representation of how we excavate a hole in the earth to place our deceased loved ones in it. It reminds us of the prayer we say when we receive ash on our foreheads at the beginning of this season and the end of us all. From dust you came, and to dust you shall return. The poem at the beginning of Genesis speaks to a creator making a human form out of dirt and animating that form with its own breath. So it makes sense that when we witness the spirit of that form depart, we would naturally return the dirt portion of the form back to the earth. The flower and the shovel remind us that we are soul and dirt, spirit and material, something tangible and intangible. We remember there is a part of us that returns to the dirt, and there is another part of us that is eternal. How do you remember the ones you have lost? What do you think is the purpose of a funeral? Jesus is remembered. He wanted us to remember him, his body broken. He took some bread and gave thanks to God for it. Then he broke it in pieces and gave it to the disciples, saying, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." Luke 22:19. The simplicity of the reminder that flour and water combined sustain life, and bread broken over tables, in community, as family, shared and torn to celebrate life. Flour, water, life. Which is beautiful and sad at the same time. Remembrance is beautiful because we can revisit our favorite moments in the presence of that loved one. It's sad because we know we'll never get any more moments in their presence. We remember that they used to be around. We remember the loss of love found in death.